Good evening to one and all. A very happy Independence Day to everyone from YPS. As a nation, India, we are moving ahead, and I hope we make changes in our life so that we can make a better change to all our humanity. So, yep, a very happy Independence Day to everyone from YPS. Now, today's session, wildlife filmmaking, introduction to wildlife filmmaking, I'm sure it's going to be a really interesting one. As we all know that film is playing, it plays a really major role in our lives, right? And as photographers, the filmmaking is different. Definitely, it's a different ball game. But then the base, the foundation is it starts with the composition or the framing or the lighting. So definitely there are similarities. The base is the photography, right? But then film making is like I would say it's a very difficult job. For example, especially wildlife filmmaking. And imagine you are out there in the jungle and you're trying to capture, some scene with the tigers. And if tiger says, "Ki, it's not, I'm not in the mood today." So no matter what, you have to sit there and obey, and then go with the nature. And that's the difficult part. So when you're into photography, definitely wildlife photography is also the same. It's difficult, but then we're into normal photography. If you're doing a portrait or if you're doing a product shoot or something, it's pretty easy to reshoot it. You can always play around, you can always stage it. But then filmmaking is like you need to nail that particular shot at that very moment. And or the only thing which happens at the post processing is that the color corrections or minor changes, something like that. So, and today I'm really proud. We are at YPS. We are really proud that today's speaker, Mr. Prakash Matada, who is an award-winning wildlife and natural history filmmaker and a Nat Geo explorer, will be giving us an intro on the wildlife filmmaking. So let us go towards the session. But before that, here are some important announcements. To start with, I'm really excited to tell you recent as YPS we entered into a contest, and we won an award. So to tell more about that, here we have the video.
Hi friends, I am very happy to inform you that our Youth Photographic Society, our Drishti Journal, has won a honorable mention at PSA Interclub newsletter contest. In fact, it's a proud moment for us to know that not only honorable mention, but the journal has also won the best front page award, the best table of contents award, and the best usage of photography award. This is a wonderful news for all of you. In fact, the team behind this is the lead Sri Digwas Bellemani, Mr. Madhusudan Rao, Mrs. Prema Kakade, Mr. Madhu Kakade, Mr. B.V. Prakash, Mr. Anand Kamath, and the logo was designed by Mr. Arun Puvaya, and the layout was designed by none other than Mr. Raj Simha. I also would like to congratulate Mrs. Anita Mysore for being the representative of YPS at PSA. In fact, the whole team have been working very hard day and night to bring out the best of the journal. So friends, this is a very proud moment for all of us, and as always, YPS rocks.
Yep. So we recently won honorable mention with Drishti team. We had entered our 9th issue, the February issue of Drishti, and we got honorable mention. And along with that, 3 more awards. So congratulations to to everyone at YPS, and amazing job by the Drishti team. Definitely. To bring out a journal, one issue also, it takes a lot of effort. It's not just collecting the articles and then pushing it out and making it into a PDF. There are small details which really go into it, effort. And yeah, we won. So let's plan for another for next year and come up again. Congratulations to Drishti. Now, as you all know that as part of the Golden Jubilee celebrations, we have a photo challenge. This exclusively for YPS members. This month's theme is blur, and the submission deadline is August 25th. But do not wait for the submission deadline. Start uploading your images right away, and you can upload your images on mx.ypsbengaluru.com. After all the announcements, I'll be posting a link, a generic link, where you can find all the information about all the announcement, what I'm going to make now. So start uploading your best work. As I just mentioned that it's our Golden Jubilee year, we are trying to make something called Golden Book of YPS. So if you are a member or a non-member and you're at any point of time you were in touch with YPS and you have some artifacts with respect to YPS, we request you to please upload them on our website mimx.ypsbengaluru.com. If you have difficulty in uploading the photos, please do let us know on our WhatsApp. I'll be posting that also in the same link. And YPS All India Digital Salon, we just we completed with the judging and everything. And yes, the most important part of the salon is here. The salon exhibition will be happening on 20th, 21st, and 22nd August 2021. The exhibition is happening at Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad. The opening will be on 20th August at 12 noon. The award function will be on 21st August, 10 a.m. onwards. And more details will be published on the website. So keep an eye on the website that is on salon.ypsbengaluru.in. As we had mentioned, about the Ascari Awards. Ascari Awards. So let me just quickly tell you about Ascari Awards. Ascari Awards was instituted in 1997 and is conducted every year to promote the art of photography and encourage photographers below the age of 35 years from the state of Karnataka. A portfolio of 4 photographs on any subject in color or black and white can be submitted online along with information about yourself and about the portfolio. The submission deadline for this is today, that is August 15th. So right after this session, go to ascariphotoawards.com and then submit your best. The participation is completely free, and there are 2 equal awards to be won, comprising a cash prize of rupees 2,500 each and an Ascari Award trophy. And this is open for all the photographers from Karnataka who are below 35 years of age. So after the session, just go to the website and upload your best work, and we wish you the best. And this year's Ascari jury, they are Mr. Sudhakar Gopal Rao, Mr. Uday Hegde, and Mr. Tejas KR. So yeah, so that's it for the announcement. Now, without any further ado, let us go towards today's session. Now, as I had mentioned, it's about the filmmaking, and yes, I'm really excited to talk to Mr. Prakash Matada because he's from our own Bengaluru, and knowing that someone from your own city, someone is doing some amazing work out there, and we're gonna meet him today. So yeah, let's have him up on the screen. Hey, hi Prakash, good evening. How are you?
Hi Adik. I'm super excited to join you all. And it's an honor to be part of YPS, and congratulations on the award. I know it means a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me here. It's a special day. I will definitely, as you know, I'll share why it's a special day for me.
Yeah.
Today I'll be talking about filmmaking and introduction to filmmaking and wildlife filmmaking. And I'll share some tips of my experience working with the broadcasters like BBC, Disney, and Apple TV, and all these broadcasters. I'll be sharing how I got into the wildlife filmmaking and some arts and techniques, and how, if you want to start off wildlife filmmaking, how to go by it. So yeah, I'm excited to be here, and thanks.
Yeah, same here. Because as I mentioned, that film, they are really, a part of our life now, and to know how it happens, like behind the scenes, is really amazing. I had just to share something small. I got to see one of the studios in Hyderabad, and I was
Yeah,
shocked to see the amount of work which goes behind. Right
yeah,
now, that was a studio where you can actually stage things, and probably you can do a retake or something. But then again, when it comes to wildlife, right?
yeah.
Like you are with the nature, and whatever nature says, we will have to listen to it, right?
That's true.
So yeah,
There's a
amazing.
saying. Saying that uh, a film is not by one person; it takes a whole village. Okay,
True,
and
true.
it is very true. A lot of people are involved. Of course, the main person gets to notice, it's maybe the director or the actor or whatever.
Yeah.
But a film, even if it's a short film or a feature film, a lot of people are involved.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, including wildlife filmmaking. If it's a series, there are so many people involved. Yeah, true.
True, true. Even the person holding the reflector also plays such an important
Yeah,
role.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely.
that's true.
Perfect. So, to all our viewers, here we have Mr. Prakash Matada. Let me just quickly introduce to all of you. Mr. Prakash Matada is a wildlife documentary filmmaker and cameraman. He has channeled his childhood obsession with wildlife into filmmaking. He has spent the past decade in storytelling and conservation work in India. His goal is to craft stories that reach people's heart to make them fall in love with the natural world. He currently splits his time creating films for non-profit and government organizations that support wildlife conservation projects, and does camera work for broadcasters like BBC, Discovery, Netflix, Disney, Apple TV, Animal Planet, and National Geographic. He has won many awards, including the most prestigious Wildscreen and Jackson Wild. So this is our Prakash Matada. I would like to say that because you're from Bengaluru, and it's like we are literally like neighbors. So
Yeah,
it's a proud moment. To be very frank, the moment I understood that okay, Prakash Matada, like I thought you would be like some elderly person or something, but at this age you have been doing so much. And as I just read that you have worked with Discovery, Netflix, Apple TV. I don't think so you have left anything, right? So that's
no, I've been
amazing.
fortunate. I've been very fortunate enough. I would say yeah, it's been a very small part of these all these broadcasters. Some small part way I've been part of this, but yeah, coming years, including this year, I've been playing a major part with most of these broadcasters. So I'm very happy about it.
Wow, amazing. So definitely we'll be looking out for your name when we turn on, the channels like Animal Planet and Nat Geo and Apple TV. Definitely, I would really love to see your name there.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So now coming to today's talk. So here's an interesting question. So to all our viewers, so this is a little background. So when Premama was actually coordinating with Prakash about the date for today's session, Premam just posted that how about August 15th? And Prakash, he literally jumped and said, yes, 15 really works for me, especially August 15th. Not just because it's Independence Day, but something huge. So, what is that? Why August 15th is really, like you just said yes for it?
The question is for me or for
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
to
for you,
guess?
for you, for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
As I speak, I will mention in my talk, I'll mention why August 15th is special for me.
perfect. Take it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, let's begin. Let me know. Yeah, there we go.
So today I'll be just skimming through what is wildlife filmmaking and how you can start off making small videos for yourself, and also what happens in wildlife filmmaking and what are the kind of process happens. Just a small introduction on wildlife filmmaking. So I'm just sharing the slide.
Sure.
Okay. So every film has three stories. So if you see, there's a pre-production, production, and post-production. So the pre-production is where we conceptualize, we think about what's the idea, what is the script going to be, what's the storyboard, and a shortlist. So any film, it can be a short film or a feature film. I think most of the time we spend on pre-production. Earlier, I used to just go and film in the field and then come and do the edit it and all of that. But now my working style has changed. It's a lot of work in pre-production, and then it goes to production. That saves a lot of money and time. So pre-production is very important. So this is where we conceptualize the idea or the story, and we start write a script and a short list. I'll just get into the details of what is a short list and stuff like that. And production is the best part. That's what we all love to do. We just like to take the camera and go to the field and film it. So the production is the best part. But the hardest is the third stage, which is editing. That's where the post production is. That's where all the work comes into play. It's the editing, sound mix, color correction, and of course the delivery. So it's something like a kitchen. If you say the post production is where you make you get the ingredients and you make a very nice dish out of it. So the post production is something which is really important, and a lot of work goes and a lot of people get involved in post production. So let me start off with my Cinderella story. I call it a Cinderella story because it's a dream what I'm living right now. So as a kid, if someone talks about wildlife, this is how I used to light up. In fact, not only as a kid, now also I light up if someone talks about wildlife or any species or anything of that. This picture is not mine, it's by David Slater. But just to give you a reference, this is how excited I am if someone starts speaking about wildlife. Unfortunately or fortunately, I started, I was working in, after my school, I got into engineering, and I was working in multiple companies. Like I was working for Acer Computers. I was in Acer Dubai, where I was working as a business analyst. And then I came back here and I was working in HP and Logica CMG. So that's where I was working as a business analyst. But though I was working in software on my weekends and all my holidays, I used to spend a lot of time in the field. I used to travel a lot. I used to go to all the wild places possible, just with the binocs or I was not into any photography as such at that time, but I used to just like to explore the ghats or any of the forest, including the grasslands and stuff like that. As I started working, I started going inside the forest and all of that. I used to love what was happening inside the forest, the sightings, maybe the tiger or the wolves or whatever. I started enjoying wildlife a lot, and then I luckily got into wildlife photography. That's where somewhere around 2008 or something, I got into wildlife photography. I was doing photography, not like a mainstream wildlife photography, but I was helping NGOs get some photos for their related work. But as I was continuing doing the wildlife photography, I saw the other side of wildlife. I could see a lot of conflict happening inside the forest, and I could see, it was so very beautiful and all of that. There were other things which became clearer and clearer as I went, but it's not all about the beauty in the forest, but there are a lot of conflicts happening. There might be roadkill and stuff like that. So I started working with a lot of NGOs as helping with the research or going like this with the forest department, where they wanted photographs of the postmortem of a tiger or a postmortem of an elephant. So I started getting involved in these kind of a thing. And like I mentioned, I was part of the NGOs. I also started conducting, a lot of sessions for children, like quiz for the tribal people, and also
Awareness.
having awareness. Yeah, a lot of awareness activities I got involved, and as time went, I started enjoying the process of having activities and building awareness and trying out to give out conservation messages and all of that. There was one activity which I think I felt a lot. This was an activity in I think in BR Hills. We were showing documentaries for the village at 7 o'clock that time, because it used to get dark and we used to put this projector and play it on their someone's wall in the village. So how we used to gather people was we used to take drums and beat it and tell we are going to play a Kannada some movie or something, and they all used to gather, and then we used to play one song and then switch to wildlife. Okay, so that's how we used to gather people, but when we used to play these film, we used to play Mr. Shekhar Dattatri's Nagarhole. It's in Kannada. It's a beautiful documentary. It was amazing to see the reactions of people. The children used to clap, jump, and you can also see some men crying. It was a lot of emotions coming through the whole documentary.
The attachment.
So, yeah, the attachment, and they could feel what the animal feel, even wildlife feels, and all of that. So, of all the activities I was doing, maybe the quiz or street play or whatever, I felt this was a very powerful medium to bring a change in conservation or for awareness. So that's when I decided I want to switch to wildlife filmmaking. And so why August 15th is the special day for me is 15th was my last day of working. I quit my job in 2014. I was working as a business analyst. I quit my job. I told in my house I'm on a sabbatical for 6 months, but I did quit my job that time. And I was working with these NGOs to give them a lot of NGOs to work. I was helping with their projects, doing short films for them. So when I quit, I had a project for 8 films. It's a documentary series for CEPF and ATRI. You would have heard of an NGO called ATRI. So I was supposed to travel the whole of Western Ghats from Kerala till Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra on top. So it was 8-part series. I was supposed to cover the work of their grantees. So that's when I quit my job. So that's how I got into filmmaking. And so during that time, I wanted to work on natural history and more on animal behavior. But I was doing these conservation stories much in my initial days, because it's hard to be completely into natural history unless someone has a budget for it or some department wants to do a film. So yeah, so this was my dream, and I switched my career, and I was fortunate enough to go to a lot of places when I started filmmaking. This was, if you see that I was in Himalayas, Spiti Valley for a snow leopard project, and one of my films being showcased in IISc, and Wild Savior, one film which got recognized some 10 film festivals, and including the National Geographic showcase.
Wonderful.
So So, what exactly is a film? So now we know there's so much happening on Netflix, right? So, like everyone is like, there's Netflix, there's Disney, so many channels
Yeah.
happening. So, what exactly is a film? Can someone type in your comments? What do you think is a film?
Yeah. So this is the time we start communicating with Prakash. So
Yeah.
do drop in your comments. Actually, there would be some delay for us to receive the comments. So yeah,
What do you think is a film?
I would answer it after we get some comments.
No, you can go ahead and tell.
Okay.
Other.
So I feel that not every time, but most of the time, there's a message in a film. There's an intention. That's
Okay.
one way why a film is made, or probably someone wanted to share their experiences and they converted in form of a visual story, right? That might be a reason why they created a movie.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
depends on what they want to do, but most of the time, if we see a movie, always whether it's a biography or a documentary, it has a message. you know
Yes.
has a message to say at the end, that okay, this is they literally make you walk through a new world, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel it's all about message.
Yeah, so film is, yeah, so many of us will say visual stories, or a moving picture, and all of that. Yeah, that is absolutely true. And I like these, I would like to share this message. Uh, my mind slide, sorry. So, this is by Steven Spielberg. He says, at the beginning of the film, we bring the audience onto the screen. Only at the end of the film, but only at the end of the film, we place them gently back to the seats.
Wow.
So film, so film is all about getting people's attention. Personally, I also completely agree about it. If you're producing a film, of course, the thing about visual storytelling, all of it. But I like this message saying that whatever films you do, it should be an impactful one. It's about someone coming as close as to the screen to see what it is, and then gently
Yep,
going
yep.
back to the seat only at the end of it. So it is a lot of emotional play happening in a film, which is what I would like to consider.
Yeah, this is something really that really happens out there. I was watching Christopher Nolan's what do you call them, the making of the Batman series.
Yeah.
And the way it was getting narrated, that the movie literally left a mark, that when people came out of the theaters, they were emotional. A movie
Okay.
is affecting people in such a way, that means it has done something really great, right? So
Yeah.
people, I guess, when they go in, they are someone, and when they come out, they are something else, they are something new, right?
True. True. True.
Yeah.
True.
Let me
So
just bring a couple of comments.
yes.
Mr. Mahesh says visual storytelling with time moving. Yep.
Yeah.
Doctor says a full length or short documentary that tells a story and shares the subject's feelings with the viewer.
Very
Yep.
true. Yeah, that's what we are talking about.
Yeah. Kirisa says film is means of communicating your thoughts to your audience through visual video.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
True. So it's all about engaging the audience, entertain them, or talk to them through the film, right? It's so that's what it's a very very powerful content.
True.
So video is currently the most powerful medium uh, known to humankind. So if I ask anyone here, how many of you have cried reading a book? Out of 100%, there might be 10 people telling I have cried reading a book. If we ask how many people have cried looking at a photograph, out of 100 people, it'll be 40. I'm assuming the maximum. 40 people say I have cried looking at a photograph. If I ask how many of you have cried watching a film, 90 people will raise their hands.
Yeah.
So that's the power of a film. If if you're looking to change a person's mind, it's a very, very powerful medium. So you know Game of Thrones, right? Game of
Yeah,
Thrones, it's crazy the kind of that series had an impact. It's like people were dying to see
yeah,
when
yeah,
is the
I know.
next season. So
Different
these
level
days,
of craziness.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She is one of the person who was cried looking at a photograph.
Yeah,
And Earthlings is a documentary. Earthlings is a documentary where, if you watch it, a lot of people who have watched Earthlings have turned into vegan. It's a very powerful documentary. A lot of people, after watching that documentary, have turned into vegan. And of course, we know Dangal.
yeah,
Dangal, it's a very amazing film uh, about the fighting thing, right?
yeah,
So, uh, if so, what happened? The most impact, of course, people loved it, people cried for it, laughed for it. China, it became a big hit, and all of that. But the most powerful that film was able to do was, uh, because of Dangal, whole of Punjab, the government started putting fighting arenas. The government started doing it because of Dangal. So it's very hard to get a government do something, right? It's really hard. You
yeah.
might write multiple letters and all of that. But this film made it was so powerful that it started uh, making government to do something about fighting arenas, and they have fighting arenas in a lot of places after seeing Dangal for people in villages and stuff like that. And of course, we know Talaiva Rajnikant.
True.
He is what he is today is because of his films, and
Yeah,
right, he is what he is because of his films. So what I'm trying to say is, yeah, it's a very, very powerful medium, and it can be used in many ways related to wildlife and conservation. And of course, you can bring people very interested in wildlife through films. And of course, even I have been uh, I've been watching documentaries since a kid, and I just love wildlife more and more. And I so much of awareness is built
yeah,
on wildlife because of the documentaries, right?
true, true. I can actually understand when you were showing us that particular scene where kids were sitting and watching the projector, and that when you mentioned that, that was the moment when you thought, yeah, this is something which is moving people. And
Yeah,
very,
that's exactly.
very true. Yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah, because I always, personally, I always wanted to do something for conservation, and I was trying so many ways to make a difference. I was thinking I should become an IFS officer or something on those lines, because I've been, like I said, I've been passionate about wildlife, but I did not know which path to take. But I ended up taking this path because I felt, this is something which I would enjoy, and it might have an impact on conservation. So coming back to the film, and to everyone, this is, I would like to have it like an interactive session. So if you have any questions, you can please put in your comments, and we will take the question right away. So, so pre-production, like I said, where you plan your project and write your story. Here we talk about, here we do the research and conceptualization. We craft a story, and this is where the shortlist, storyboarding will happen, and the planning and scheduling will happen. Research is, I would like to share my film later, which I will talk about it. It's called Flying Elephants. I will take that as an example for all of my whatever pointers I mentioned here. For Flying Elephants, it took 2 years to complete. It's a short film. It's a 6-minute film, but uh, but the amount of time taken for pre-production is actually 70%. In the 2 years, if the amount of time taken is more for the pre-production than the actual shoot and the editing. So that much of importance goes for pre-production in all the projects. It might be any broadcasters or anything. There's a lot of work which goes in pre-production, where they'll have the shortlist, storyboarding, they'll have the research team, and of course the scripting and all of that. So conceptualizing of a film, I'm just sharing an example how. So this is one of the BBC series I was part of. I'll just show you how they conceptualize. I would like to show it as an example. So this is a series. So it talks about what this series is all about, and it's about rituals. So before starting the filming part, they just have a summary of what this whole series, kind of what impact this series should have on people. So this is a series on rituals. Sorry, I think I'm missing the slide. Okay, yeah. So in this series, we reveal extraordinary human stories, some ancient, some modern, all of which play out in places of extreme. We will show you rituals you didn't even know existed, many of which have never been filmed before. So epic stories told in an intimate scale. So everything, the goal is set, what kind of, how this filming will be done, all of that will be set even before we go to field. So how are we going to achieve the epic of this series? So then we talk about technology. We will be using gimbal, we'll be using drone, we'll be doing a lot of motion time lapses, we'll be using GoPros. So this kind of, even before we go out for filming, all this is already discussed. What will be the mood, what will be the style, all of that will be discussed in the pre-production. And then we also visualize the end. What will be the ending? How will the people react after they see the film? All that is visualized even before the film is out. So everything gets into this research and conceptualization. Everything is discussed. So it's very important. I never used to do this in my early phase of career. I used to just go and shoot and come back and edit. But that's not the case anymore, because this style of working helps me a lot. And I would have visualized even before I hit the field, I would have visualized what will be the impact of the film. I'll try to pull up uh, my film Flying Elephants. I'll try to pull up my vision storyboard for that film. I'll just try, and I'll show it to you how I had visualized and how it is come right. So even before, like I said, before we go to field, I'll have a documentary style shortlist. This is for shortlist is something for I will usually mainly for wildlife filmmaking, because I know I can achieve these shots when I am in field. Storyboard is something when you have a stage ready, you know what the story is, what kind of shots is. You can able to achieve it with this. If you're sure, you will be getting those. But I usually for my films, I prepare a short list. Like I have to get a time lapse. I think this was for. I was doing a sequence for Wild Karnataka, and it's a sloth bear sequence. So even before I went to shoot this, I had what I want, like what kind of shoots I want, what is the camera kit I have, what is the lens I have, what are the challenges I might face. I had limited XQD cards. I had weather might be a problem, and I had a 150-600 f5.6, so low light. So all this, and what is my wish list? If I have a good adapter, I have a more XQD card. So, and then what am I going to shoot? I'm going to shoot a time lapse. I'm going to shoot a B-roll shots. All those was even before I hit the field. I had a short list ready saying what I'm going to cover before I go to the field.
So you
So I
almost
want,
like pre-visualize how the movie will actually look when it
yeah,
plays up on the big screen, right? Like, okay, this is what if this is the story, and along with this story, these are the images or shots or the sequences will come. So you already know that in your mind. Okay, so you're like
yeah,
very well prepared.
yes, yes. So yeah, I will. So in wildlife, we can't. It's as you know. I mean, you are definitely aware of. We won't know what will capture it and not.
Hmm.
We might get two slot. If the film is about two males fighting, we don't know we'll get it or not. But at least to complete a sequence, we will have a short list because I'm sure
Yep.
in Daroji you will get a slot there, no matter
Correct.
what. So I know I might get this because there's a Doroji mother with cubs. So I'm just making a short list. What I will surely be able to achieve that.
Hmm.
So I have a mother with cub entering a frame, two cubs playing, close up, wide, and silhouette. So all that I have it prepared for the whole sequence. So that's how uh, we enter. We go before a shoot.
Hmm.
Sorry. So there is a language of filming where we uh, uh, use in filmmaking. So I'll just share like we have a long shot, mid shot, and a close up. So this is something we use a lot. So this is to build a story. We need establishing shot saying where this story is happening. We need a mid shot saying what this happening. Close-ups will help a lot for the cutaways, and it gives a lot of emotions. Close-ups are really really important for a story. So whatever shot it is, if it's a tiger walking, it'll be a wide shot where the tiger is walking, a mid shot to show how it's walking, and a close-up to show what feeling it has,
Expression or emotions
expression.
or
Yeah,
what,
emotion.
whether it's angry or is about to attack or
Yeah,
whether it's
yeah.
yawning. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is very important when you're planning to do a video.
Mm.
So
So
this
you know that
is,
this is the checklist and this is how it is, and you shoot for all those sequences.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is how it happens in most of the cases. We have to have a establishing shot to tell where it is happening. Either one of is missing, your sequence is not building well.
Okay.
It can be at any time. It can be a close up. You can't get a close up immediately, but you can take it later and use that. But
True.
this
True.
three, yeah, we will make sure that we get this shot. So even in wildlife filmmaking, like I show you, we have a storyboard. Like right now, I'm working on a project where they give me a storyboard of everything. They give details about what kind of how many like we want like two tigers in the frame. We want one tiger and one sloth bear behind. Uh, all this storyboard will be given to me, and I have to see that I have to go and get these all these shots, whatever they're asking for.
Right. For example, it would be say they would have mentioned that we want to show the, the roaring of a, lion, and then you decide as a technical person that I will use a close-up shot for that. They tell you what is the story, and based on that you build up
Hmm.
your shots, right? Okay,
No,
it is.
they would have given everything. They'll tell I want a close up of this snake. I want a mid shot of the snake, like for a snake or anything of that sort. They would have given the storyboard. But
Okay,
yeah, like you said, we will try to get more of that place so that they can build the sequence better.
perfect.
Hardik, I think we have a question.
Yeah. uh, Dr. Ajit is asking, isn't the pre-production routine the same for all wildlife shoots? For example, long shot, mid shot, close up, habitat, showing the size of the subject, etc.
Isn't the pre-production routine
The
same
same.
for wall? Yes, yes. Long shot, mid shot, close up, habitat, showing size of the subject. Yes, that's the pre-production routine, definitely.
Mhm.
So Yeah, this is how it is. Yeah, in all the shoot. So again, we will also have the shoot scheduling, location scouting, budgeting, casting, all of this happening in the pre-production process, and also the legal documents, permits, all that will happen in pre-production. Uh, so I think I sent you one video. Sorry, why do you spend so much time before going out to shoot? Okay, so to build a sequence, so it why do you spend so much time before going out to shoot? Okay, so the story might vary for each film, you know. So it depends on what sequence we are trying to achieve. So depending on the sequence, there's a lot of research which will happen in where we are trying to work that sequence. For example, if I'm thinking of I need a sequence of a tiger and a leopard in a frame, I will definitely choose Kabni as a place. And if I want two tigers fighting, I will choose Ranthambore as a place. And if I'm looking for a place where I want some really nice gimbal shots with a beautiful landscape, I'll choose Bandhavgarh. And also the behavior, it's it's easy to get hunt in Ranthambore. It's very hard to get hunt in Kabini of a tiger. So all these places also matter where we are building and what kind of sequences we are building, how are we going to build it. So a lot of time goes in depending on what sequence we are trying to achieve. So that's where a lot of time goes, and the location matters. What are we trying to achieve? If it is a sequence of mother with cubs, where is this mother with cubs? Is it in Bandhavgarh or is it in Ranthambore or Pench, Kana? If it is happening in Kana, when is it going to happen? So all that, a lot of questions come into play to build a sequence. So that's why a lot of research goes and also time goes. I hope I answered your question. So I'll just play a video to show how the sequence is built. So here's a sequence from a series called The Hunt. As part of the production in this series, I worked on the last episode and I was doing the drone work. This was somewhere in 2015 or 16. Is
Is
it
there a
playing the sound?
No, no, it's not.
Is it playing audio?
No, I guess it is.
Okay, no, not a problem. Audio is not required in this. I'll just show you how a sequence is built. So the same sequence, I'm just playing. Can you see? This is a wide shot.
Hmm.
It might not be a two camera people like here. You see this? I'll just show one shot. It's not filmed at the same time for sure. See, you see this tiger shot
Hmm.
and a second shot which comes now. Yeah, this one. Both are shot at different times.
The
It's
light.
not, yeah, not only the light, the sequence. So this deer, so there's one camera showing front of the tiger and there's one camera showing behind the tiger. Both would have happened on different days.
Hmm.
But the editor put it in such a way it's all happening at the same time. Because in wildlife, we don't have two camera setup and all of that. It's very rare that we have one person in from front, one person from back. You know, all this happens in different days, different times. And this is where the storyboard goes. Uh, I need the tiger foot. I need a tiger getting into the frame. So the storyboard will tell us like I need the tiger when it's before hunting. I need its tiger twitch, the tail twitching. So all this will be in storyboard, and it might not be filmed at the same time. It might be 52,000 lens of Canon.
I
So
actually saw that in your one of the image which we used for the poster. It said
yeah,
52,000. I was like, wow,
yeah,
what's the range of
52,000
that?
lens. So in that, when we have so much time, if the tiger is talking for longer, then we zoom into the legs or to the paws or something.
You have time.
That is the only lens you can play around like this, where you can zoom in, come back, do a establishing shot, and it can, if you put the converter, it goes to 1500.
Wow.
So it has a 1.5x converter. So that's the only lens you can play around doing compositions and this kind of sequence. That is a beautiful lens for wildlife. So, like I said, yeah, multiple things, multiple days will all be cut into a sequence. Yeah. So
Right.
we have
Yeah.
one more question.
How to start career in wildlife filmmaking? Okay.
Start making films on your own. Like, I would suggest that you start making films, short videos, when you go to Kabini or something. Start making rolling videos and start editing yourself, and get involved with the NGO or work with forest department. Ask them if they have some videos to be made for them, and with that help, because wildlife filmmaking is very expensive because of the permit fees and all of that. But when you're working with a department, you have access
Access.
to go and do films for them. So I think the best way is to get involved with forest department and help them with their projects.
Assignments and projects and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
perfect.
What's the next question?
It's from Dr. Ajit. Do you make sure that it is the same tiger you are shooting, or do you make do which
Which one
one
is it?
you get?
It depends on the project. There was a project called Dynasties, BBC. It was a 2-year film. So they were focusing only on one tiger and its cubs. But 2 years of permit and the fees is too big, and they should have a big budget. But if it's someone who has just a 1 month budget, it doesn't matter which tiger we shoot. Some tiger will be, it might be some other tiger's close up, it might be some other tiger's mid. It doesn't matter which tiger we're filming.
Mhm.
So what you see here also, it's not the same tiger. It is different tigers close-ups. It might vary. And most of the wildlife filmmaking, it's very rare that you will be focused on one species, one particular character, unless, because you can't make out. That's the advantage also. You can't make out, if I'm filming a king cobra, you can't make out uh, what that, I can shoot it different king cobra skin and all of the close-ups and mids. You can't make out of any
True,
snakes or
true.
anything. Yeah.
Yes, the ultimate end is to convey the story, and if it's
Yes.
done in that into the real form, that without deviating much with that angle and all, I guess
Yeah.
it's jobs, and you know they are literally playing with us then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wildlife. I was, after getting into this, I know it's. I've started enjoying. I've stopped enjoying wildlife films. Uh, Personally, when I watch Planet Earth or anything, but there are wonderful films like. I don't know if you watched My Octopus Teacher, which is on Netflix, which won the Oscars this year. You have to watch that. My Octopus Teacher. There are many films like that, and there's a series. There's a film called My Elephant Queen, which is on Apple TV. That is something special. I think there are some filmmakers or some production houses which spend like 5 years, 6 years on one species. So those are the projects which are like really, really good ones. That is my favorites. And these small sequences which we build, small stories. Though I'm part of those small sequences, but I don't think I enjoy because I know how it is made.
Yeah, you're into that circle.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll take this particular question
Yeah,
from
question.
Niladri. After the complete shoot is done, normally how much time it takes to complete the editing process?
It depends on the length of the film. It depends on the editor. It also depends on how your pre-production work is done. If your pre-production work is sorted, saying this is my script, I'm sticking to the script, there's not much of changes, maybe 10% plus or 10%, then it won't take much time. You can finish your edit. If your pre-production is not done well, you just have a draft script, then a lot of time goes in editing. Like you mentioned, it's like Scrabble.
Hmm.
I take story from the starting. I think it will be good in the end. I'll take
Correct.
from the end and I'll make it in the middle. So you keep playing around, and if you don't have the script ready or you haven't visualized it, then your editing takes a longer time. But generally, I would say editing the whole film of say uh, a story kind of a 5 minute thing will take 1 to 2 weeks for a 5 minute.
Right. There's one
Uh,
question from Srinath sir. As a cinematographer, how important is the role of a colorist?
uh, I think I mean, like I said, it takes a village to do a film. Each one's role is important. The colorist also, of course, he beautifies it, but yeah, it's a. I mean, it is quite important. End of the day, I know films where the color is not good, but I mean, the colorist wouldn't have done a great job, but the film is still ahead. I think the most important role of the whole film is the story. Anything it can be. It can be wildlife or even feature films. I think the most important role of someone is how the story is going. Like if you see nowadays, I've been watching few Malayalam films and I enjoy it more because the story is so nice and impactful. You won't
True.
enjoy a Bollywood film because it's just too colorful and there's no story like all these Salman Khan movies. But
Yeah.
I enjoy more because that is the true content. It goes again individually, but I'm just saying uh,
True.
personally what okay.
Oh, Pranit Bora, are there any internship opportunities?
Yes, you can write, but also I suggest it's better to start off like I was mentioning earlier. Start off your own videos and stuff like that. After you build a profile, it's better to reach out to someone who is into filmmaking. It'll be too early for an internship, or because this is a industry is it's so small. Uh, People need someone. I mean, people can't teach someone and take you into the field and train someone. You should already be a bit aware of all the things when they take you on board. So I
Hmm.
suggest you start off on your own. After you build a kind of a profile, then you can definitely reach out for internship.
Perfect. Yep.
So coming to the production part, of course, if it's a wildlife filmmaking, you have to be very passionate. It looks very colorful. It looks like a very nice job from outside. Of course, it is a wonderful job and it's a dream for a person who loves is passionate about wildlife. Otherwise, I think if you're not passionate about, I don't think you will be able to stick to this because even if we see that 5 minute sequence of tiger hunting and all of that, as most of you photographers will know how much tiger sleeps. Unless you're passionate about it, I don't think it's like out of 7 days, 5 days it will be sleeping in front of you and your
True.
camera is just on. You won't be doing much. So you
Yeah.
should be passionate about it, yeah.
one need to switch on the crazy mode on to really go behind and nail it down, like no matter what, that kind of fire.
Yeah. And the other thing is behavior. Knowing behaviors is very important for anyone who is into filmmaking, especially of the species you're going to film. You will save a lot of time, or I suggest you take a help of expertise. Uh, and of course, sometimes you won't know all the species to film, but some species, like if you don't know anything about hornbill, I suggest you learn about hornbill, what it eats, where does it collect the fruits. It likes berries, it collects frogs, it gives snakes for its young hatchlings. So all the behavior is very important uh, to know even before you go to the field. So, and while you're filming, also observe them, learn what is their pattern before coming and sitting on the main branch, which is the branch they're going to sit. So
Correct.
you get your focus right, and you get the flying shots and all of that. So the observing the wildlife in for filmmaking is also very important. So once you know the patterns, everything matters in this for building sequence.
Yeah, it makes the job easy on the field, like
Yeah,
that bird is gonna fly now for another cherry. So you
yeah,
sit and you are ready for the shot. You are way ahead.
yes. And of course, being empathetic to the species you're filming is very, very important. And so here I'll just set an example how a BBC, if it's filming a osprey, how they do it. Because it's all the same thing. Just
Hmm.
see the script here. It says it flies to the right place, it hovers, searches, it spots a fish, it dives out of a frame, it plunges down, it hits the water, it surfaces with fish and flies away. So this is how a script is written, but a BBC style or how it's done in the wildlife filmmaking, I'll show. So most of us think this is a money shot, right? We know this is a money shot because we got the osprey diving and taking away the fish. So we think it's a money shot. It's not a money shot until you build a sequence out of it. So if someone is planning to think, okay, I can sell this footage to some broadcaster because I got an amazing hunt or anything, that's not possible because, like I said, they need the sequence. So no, so this is how they make the character stand away. You saw it was a simple osprey flying and coming and just taking away. But this is how we have to see the character. No matter how sweet and innocent your leading character is, make awful things happen to them in order that the reader may see what they are made of. So the same sequence. What's the next one? So we have a character looking at it. We have a different character. Now Osprey is flying. It's too windy. It's not able to focus. You see the different shots they're taking. You see the fish. They're showing the fish. What is it looking at? And they're also showing here. It catches the fish. It's an awesome shot. This is the money shot. But you saw the previous footage. It just came and took away the fish and went. But here, it's struggling to take away the fish. And here, the script says how heavy the fish is, how slippery the fish is, and how hard it's trying to, how much it's struggling to carry that much of weight. You know, uh, unfortunately, it's not playing the volume, but this is what the script says.
So the narration is happening, and that is what we are trying to connect the words with the what it's happening in the
Yeah,
visual.
yeah. So they're making it's a. I mean, it's not making it's true. It's a very hard thing to do. The script is like it's struggling to carry that fish. You can see. So the script says it's no, it's so hard to carry them. They're quite big. Now, right now, the osprey's wings are wet, so that's why it's not able to take off. So if you see the previous slide, that's what it said. make the character look it's awful. No matter how sweet and innocent your leading characters, make awful things happen to them in order that the reader may see what they are made of. So if you take any sequence of any of these broadcast films, they will show the hardship first. They will show how much hard it is. They'll make it look what are the problems they have and all of that, and then build a sequence on it. So that's how a story goes, right? So the story is it has a
That ups
beginning,
and
middle, and
downs.
an end. Yeah,
Yeah.
the three things: beginning, middle, and an end.
Hmm.
And you have the ethos, pathos, all of that, bringing in emotions. So all this will come into play when you are planning to build a sequence for a video.
It's like people will, if the fish gets away with this kind of difficulty, we feel that oops, like oh shit, what
Yeah,
happened? Right? You
yeah,
start
yeah,
connecting it with okay, what it could have missed
exactly,
and struggle and all.
exactly. So yeah, so the narration here is it's actually by David Attenborough. Uh, can you explain? Please elaborate on a sequence building part, maybe with an example. Yeah, sure. Uh, Adik, can you play the link which I sent you?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. The elephant one.
No, the tiger hunt video.
Okay.
Or I'll try to get the other one.
Tiger uses a storm to hunt stag, right? That. Yep, it's ready. Shall I bring it up on the screen?
Yeah, you can bring that. I'll see if okay, can you play this
Okay.
with sound?
Yep. There we go.
So if you see this, yeah. So if you see the sequence of this, it's there's a deer and there's a tiger, right? So the starting part of the deer eating and getting up, looking, all that is a different time shot. It's a different deer. It's not the deer which was caught in the final sequence. So I'm guessing how it would have happened. So say the filming team got the I know the filming team, but I'm guessing this is what would have happened. The film team got the hunting sequence. After they got the hunting sequence, they know what shots they get of the tiger and the deer.
Hmm.
So then they go in search of getting a deer looking down, eating, getting up, looking left, right. You get your shot first and then go back to build those sequences. What might go well with this sequence, with this hunting? You
Correct.
know what I mean?
It
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Because
So this is
the main part is at the final, and if imagine when the tiger jumped when the on the deer, and if the deer was looking up, but the
yeah,
actual shot of the deer was taken with the head down, then it
yes,
wouldn't like make sense. So it's like walking backwards.
yes. So I was filming in Madhya Pradesh recently. I
Hmm.
got two wild dogs already in the middle of a hunt. I just reached that place where there was a water hole, and the wild dogs have already caught the deer, and then they started to bring it down, and it was actually a fawn. So I got the shots of it eating it and plucking out the ears and everything, all of those shots. And I realized to build the sequence, I have to get the other shots of it. So I followed the same pack of wild dogs, So I got the shots of wild dogs looking down, looking up through the grass, and all of that shots, so that it will help me build the. So I wanted them to run. I was waiting for them to run, so they did run, and I wanted the fawn in the evening in the same location because it was a fawn kill. So I got a shot of fawn through the grass, like a wild dog looking through the grass towards the fawn. So the hunt would have happened already, but you go and build the sequence later to make it, like it happened that time. So that's how it happens. That's how the sequence builds.
Okay. I don't think so. The video got actually played at the viewers end because they got a notification saying suspended for policy violations. Maybe because it's coming from a different channel, it flagged it. I guess that's
Okay.
fine. Now they are able to watch it. If anyone can just drop a thumbs up or something, that would be great. If you are able to see my video, Prakash's video, and the presentation. Shall I bring up the presentation now?
Yeah, yeah. So what happens is while filming, we also want to introduce them memorably, simplify their. Uh, we follow with them long lens or a moving camera like a gimbal. If it's like an individual character, then we show their distinctive markings, uh, film them with others. So all this helps in building sequences.
Yeah, I guess now we are good. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and like the Osprey, which I showed, here's
Hmm.
the Osprey problem. There's difficulty of hovering. It's hard to spot a wish. So this is maybe the sequence they would have told. We have to film these sequences. So when they say, okay, you have to film them difficulty of hovering, so we have to film them in a windy condition.
Right.
So this is, yeah, all this would have been scripted earlier or thought of visualized. This is what we want the sequence as, and this, like, sometimes it happens after even we shoot. They might say, okay, this is a very good sequence. We need other shots to build a sequence.
Hmm.
So all this is how it happens.
Kind
Mm,
of, can we say that it's kind of like selling it, not selling it, but making it more interesting for the viewer? Like you really want to nail it down for the viewers to really
no,
push this.
otherwise you can't build a story. Otherwise you can't build a story. It's not possible. If I show you a film with just a tiger hunting a deer, you won't enjoy it. You might have got the best shot, unless I have tiger stalking, I have tiger and the deer running, or deer or tiger, like, scouting, and, like, all that scouting behavior,
True.
stalking behavior, all that, you won't enjoy the sequence.
Right. Right.
So yeah, so that's how in filmmaking it's completely different compared to photography,
Yeah.
because when you go with a guide who is very much used to photography, he will say, "Oh, sir, you got the shot, now what you want?" But then, no, come, let's go, he'll say. But if yeah, we have to explain the guide, the film is like this, so let's follow that tiger. So once the hunt is over, they're like, let's go. But we have to follow the tiger, try to get other shots.
Because how
So
to
yeah,
build the story.
yeah, to build the story is completely different.
True. True.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. So again, this might be important for people who are into photography and want to film in their cameras videos. It's good to have uh, so the frame rate. So frame rate is something, uh, is the number of video frames displayed on our screen. For example, in Indian TVs, it is played as 25 FPS.
Hmm.
So if I'm shooting for BBC, it will be 25 FPS. NTSC is 30 FPS. If I'm shooting for a US sorry, a US, this one, it might be 30 FPS.
Hmm.
And if I'm doing it for a film, like playing in big theaters, it might be 24 FPS. So these are something, the FPS things matter for if it was a cable olden days. But yeah, this is something, FPS is a common term used in a video. And of course, the video resolution. Now we have 8K.
Yeah.
This is a old, I would say, old presentation now,
True.
because now it's moved to 8K. So we
Exactly.
have HD, Full HD, 4K, and I've been filming in 8K now. The
Wow.
advantage with 8K is you can crop, and also you can, if it's a good sequence, if it's a good light sequence, you can do panning, tilting by in the editing itself.
Yeah,
You
you
need
get a
not
lot of
pan.
bandwidth.
Yeah, I just get a block shot, and the editor will do the pan, will do the tilt. So all that can happen with the 8K. Okay, and like you have how you have RAW in camera in DSLRs, we have something called as log
Yep.
in videos. So log is something like a RAW where you can get some nice colors and stuff like that. And this is something might be shocking for people who are not aware. Uh, all the video, all the films or videos, whatever camera work we do, it's only done in manual focus. There's no
Yep.
autofocus in videos.
There's a
So
person I came to know about this few years back that there's a person called focus pullers, right? There's a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
dedicated person to work on just on the focus ring.
yeah. No, recently I was working on a film where I had a dedicated focus puller for a gimbal.
Wow.
Otherwise, I won't be able to. I mean, no one will be able to hold the gimbal or do the focus. So, focus pulling, there are dedicated people who know. And all the films, whatever we see, there will be a dedicated focus puller. His job is to do the focus maybe on the lens, or he'll have a wireless
Hmm.
focus pulling thing where he'll do the focus. But everything is done manual. In films, what they do is they make markings where the character should come, and they hold a tape, and then they adjust the focus. So if a hero is walking from A to B point, they know how much focus should
Yeah,
where
yeah,
the
correct,
focus should.
correct.
Yeah.
So
So
in this
that
wildlife,
doesn't happen in wildlife.
exactly. So it's
So
like you need to probably it's just that you understand. Okay, these are the expected positions where the tiger will walk in or the deer will walk in, or how is it?
no, no, no. There is nothing of that sort. That is why you have to. Uh, I mean, there's nothing like that. There's no point A, point B in wildlife.
So
It's
you do.
all experience and how much you'll be in field. You'll start learning that.
Mhm. So it's
So
just the
that's why,
we are seeing
yeah.
without.
But you can see, even if it's a very, very experienced camera person, you will see at some point you lose focus and focus is back when it's hunting. Because you will see I mean, not everyone can observe that, but now you know that you can go and watch any documentary of wildlife. You'll see there will be a 2 seconds of thing where there will not be any focus, and again it will be in focus immediately. So yeah, it happens because it's all manual.
Hmm. Okay, just talking about focus thing. The
Yeah,
recent cameras like the mirrorless, definitely
yeah,
for filmmaking you use all those like red and ARRI and stuff. But then these
yeah.
mirrorless cameras, they tell that the focus system is like the superior till now, right? So the eye, they can detect the eye of an animal also, and can really lock to focus for a long time, though it's walking or running. How does it really help in filmmaking? Does it really come into picture, or even still that is like way backward for
No,
this
no,
kind of?
no. It works well, unless there's. I mean, if there's some. See, the problem with autofocus is it works well. All the Sony cameras autofocus work well. If there's some foreground coming in, if
Hmm.
there's a if there's some foreground coming in, if there's a bush
Yeah,
coming in, then it will lose focus. So that's why it's not possible to have autofocus in a motion thing.
You can't. Okay, because of those physical things, you cannot really much rely
Yeah,
on.
yeah, we can't rely on autofocus.
Hmm.
So yeah, sorry, I missed that slide. So, but the advantage we have in these cameras is we have tools for focus, exposure, everything. Some amazing tools we have on Red and Arri and all of that, which helps us get the focus, like the focus peaking. We have focus assist. We have, and there's a lot of focus edge we have. So all these tools helps us a lot to get the right focus. It will help.
Definitely.
When we are doing manual focus. And yeah, we use audio is the most important thing in a film. There's a saying that, not a saying, it's true, that you can watch a film however bad the quality of the film is, but if the sound quality is bad, you can never watch it.
Yep.
If a film is shot in red and if the sound is bad, you can never watch it. But even if a film is shot on a phone and it has a good sound quality, you can watch it some many times. That's how important sound is. So a lot of filmmakers miss this out. I would suggest, like, anything related to videos you'll be doing, please make sure you have the sound recording system, a good recording system. So there are these shotgun mics, lavalier mics, zoom recorder for your work.
Hmm.
And the other things we use, tripods as a must for a video. uh, I mean, it's not. There's hardly any time we use videos without tripods, unless it's a POV shot. POV shot is if a sloth bear is walking, we want to show how a sloth bear is walking on the rock. Maybe we'll do handheld. Otherwise, it's all on the tripod. And we have sliders to give motion. We have gimbals. We have drones. All that gives a nice movement
Hmm.
kind of shots. And others, yeah, drone, we use motion time lapse. Uh, like how you use ND filters, these are matte box. We This is where we cut the light. We use matte box to cut the light. And what we are talking about is the focus puller. So that is one of the tools where we use for focus pull. And lastly, whatever we go and shoot in field, we do the logging. So every clip, it'll be logged. So, for example, here this was for some snow leopard shoot. Canon C500. What was the camera used? Panasonic GH4, and what each clip, what is happening? The snow leopard is sleeping. Zoom in, zoom out. Snow leopard sleeping. Then looking towards camera, and snow leopard sleeping. Ibex, zoom in, zoom out. So each clip will be logged, saying what that is happening in the clip, so that it will be very helpful for the editor to edit. So this logging happens every day, every night. So sometimes there will be help, sometimes there won't be any help. So it's a very in field. It will be very hard. Like morning 4 to 11 will be the timings, and some many times you'll be sleeping for 4 hours or something. So yeah, if it's a very tough schedule, it's a really challenging shoot. Yeah, any questions on the anything what I explained? I'm not getting into editing for sure. It's a whole
Yeah.
different. It's something which will, yeah, needs like 2 days. I do filmmaking workshops, and editing itself is one full day from morning till evening, and still it is hard to finish in that time. Yeah.
True.
Or did I exit the frame? 1 minute. Are you able to see the screen, Hardik?
No, it kind of no, it went off. It's completely blank. Now I can
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
the number.
Okay.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, we can take questions.
Yep. So I request everyone to post their questions with Q and a colon. That would help us identify the questions and bring it up on this.
We can play the Nagarhole video. Just I would like to show how it was done. I could maybe explain how that film happened.
Sure. I'm not sure if again the copyright violation may flag, but I guess it will. Let me just play it. Experience number play. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
So this is, like I said, I like to do some different kinds of variants. Like you've seen flying elephants. I like to do something unusual. So this is just the sounds of the nature because I was supposed to do for the World Environment Day. Because a lot of people during Corona hadn't been to Nagarole, and people were missing Nagarole for a very long time. So when the director asked me to do a film, I just did it with just the nature sounds. If they come on a safari, how it will be. So this idea came when I reached the spot. I hadn't thought about it at that point of time. You won't believe Nagarole YouTube channel had 3 subscribers before this video, and right now it is 15,000 or 14,000 after this video. So yeah, 14,000 subscribers. So that's the power of a video. But this is not like, I mean, I could have done amazing work with this, but you won't believe this was shot in just 4 days. I got whatever you see there, I got all that in 4 days. I was shocked to know that. I got all of this filmed in 4 days. I stayed back in Nagarole and I think I edited one whole night and next day afternoon till it was released on the World Environment. So it's a 1.5 days edit and 4 days of shoot. Of course, I have 3 stock footages from the staff itself: the sloth bear, I think the leopard, and one more. So otherwise, all the species was filmed on that those 4 days. It's amazing how Kabini was during the lockdown, or maybe at that time. So why I wanted to show this is two things. If you see, there's no movement in my camera. It's all still. It's all the animals doing the play. So though my tripod I could pan and tilt, I just kept so that's what people enjoy. People enjoy action of wildlife. So if someone is filming wildlife, make sure you have some action happening in your frame. That's when uh, you can't just be panning. If the tiger is walking, you can't be panning wherever it goes. You can't be looking up and down. It's good to have shots, well composed shots, and let the animals do the play for you. So that is something I wanted to show. And all the sound was recorded on my iPhone. I did not. I wasn't prepared because I was going from Sakleshpur and I did not have the gears to go. So all the sounds were recorded on the iPhone, and it was shot on Sony FS7 with 200 600. That's the camera I had when I was filming this. So this is what I wanted to share. Yeah. So I think we have 2 questions.
Yeah, that's a definitely an amazing movie to enjoy the sounds, but it also tells that you can do so much with what you have in your hand.
Yeah. So someone was asking for editing and all of that. That was edited in 1.5 days. So once you get the hang of it, you can.
Which one? Which app?
So can you suggest any editing tool or software for beginners starting to make a video? I personally use. I'm a Mac user, so I've been using Final Cut Pro. It's a one-time buy. It's 25,000 rupees. It's a one-time buy. It's a really nice app, but I wouldn't suggest to invest in that yet. There is something called as iMovie which is a free software with Apple. So that is something you can start using as a editing tool. And for Windows users and Mac users, there is something called as Davinci Resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is something you can use. It's a free software and it is almost like a professional software. In fact, for color grading in the studio, we use Davinci Resolve.
Davinci Resolve is an amazing piece of software. With that stuff, you get so much. It's amazing.
Yes.
And good thing that there are a lot of YouTube videos. You can just Google it and say, okay, how to do this, how to do that, and it's there, and you can start with that. Yep.
We have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, 10-15 minutes. We'll try to come to end of session.
Okay.
Mr. Krishna is asking, we amateurs use DSLR for videos. No, Nikon is notorious in focusing for video. Any suggestions for the problem?
We amateurs use DSLR for videos. Yeah, I started off using DSLR, so that's how we start. So don't worry about that. Focusing, yes. Suggestion would be if you're doing manual focus, you have a zoom button on your camera, right? On top. Like you can zoom when you're doing a playback. The same button when you're doing manual focus, make sure you press the zoom button and then you focus on the eyes of the species or animal, whatever you're focusing on, and then press this. And if you press record, it will come back. So if you are using the DSLR, that's a very good option because, for Nikon and Canon, not with the mirrorless, you'll of course have peaking, which I showed. But those cameras, whatever you're using, if it's a basic one, you won't have peaking. But make sure you use this zoom button where you press the zoom button, it will zoom in, digital zoom. Put your focus on the eye and take it back. So that's the suggestion I have for focus.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yep. This is from Ms. Lata. Can you share any memorable moments you had while shooting for a wildlife film?
I think I have many. It will be the most memorable. The lot of things has happened outside the park. So I'll just share the story. I was filming wolves in Koppal. And the wolves usually, what they do is they stay with the shepherd wherever the shepherd, because the nomadic shepherds, the wolves follow the shepherds. So I was filming this wolves and the shepherd as a story. It's like I was trying to pitch that story to someone. So I was filming the shepherds and the wolves. This is in North Karnataka. And one day we got some good wolf sightings, and I wanted to get some shots of the shepherd filming. He was like lining up all the sheep and goats and stuff like that. So went to him and asked whether I can film you with the sheep and the goat, you working, and they have a tent where they have their food and all of that. It's a very long story. I'm trying to condense it. So he said, yes, fine. So then we started filming the goats and the sheep and all of that. And I asked him, can I film you eating food in the tent? So he immediately got apprehensive and he walked away. So we continued filming the sheep and the goats, them rounding up in the night. And then in no time, like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, we had some half of a village come near that sheep, those guys, shepherds. And they came running towards us and they took away our cameras and started abusing us and about to hit us. And so we are completely shocked out of the blue. All of this has happened. And why this was happening, no idea. Why are these guys so angry on us? And then after so much of telling them, no, we are filmmakers, we are staying in a very in a person's house who people might know and all of that, we explained, but still they're not ready to accept it. And then I started showing of me with the camera in Himalayas. I started showing them pictures. This is my job and all of that. Then they kind of cooled down, and they said just a week back, what had happened? The shepherd, they had helped a lady. There was a lady on the road. The lady was asking for help. Can I help you with helping? Can I join your team and all of that? They said, okay, come on with us. You can help us. So that lady was helping them with cooking food, making, trying to, when the sheep, all the sheep goes, they take care of the lambs and the smaller one. So one night, what happened? They all had the meals, including they have these dogs also, right? The watchdogs. All of them had meals, and next day they got up. They usually have 100 to 150 sheep, and all the sheep were missing. So what has happened is this lady has put some sleeping pills into their food, and a lorry has come and taken away all the 100, 150 sheep. Okay. So the minute when I asked him, can I shoot you eating food? He thought, okay, this is one more guy who has come to steal our sheep. So that whole night, it almost went for like 3 hours. So more than animals, I have crazy encounters like this with people while filming wildlife. And I was also, I've been taken, like me and my team were taken as hostages in Goa while filming Western Ghats. So I have a lot of stories, but with wildlife and people, it's been like, a lot of stories like this. So those are memorable for me.
Nice. So you're building stories and you're becoming a part of a story.
Yeah.
Wow. And we sit in theaters or in the comfort of our home and then put our music system and all and then watch the movie. But then this is what the hardship is to get that kind of output, for the viewers. And as you said, one needs to be really passionate. If someone encounters like this, they're like, okay, I'm done. I'll do something else. So it's a really tough job, no doubt. Kudos, amazing.
The other thing which I feel anyone who is passionate about wildlife is if they get an opportunity, they have to walk the forest. That is something which I feel anyone who is passionate about photography or filmmaking, they should walk the forest. If they should look for opportunities where they can walk the forest, because I have encountered tigers on foot. It's just like two people encountered on foot elephants, sloth bears. So I kind of find it funny when people think when they go in a gypsy and click photographs and all of that, they have the real experience. I won't say funny, but I feel that is not the real experience. The real experience is on foot, seeing them in front of you and how you react to it.
Thrilling. Okay. So here's another question from Niladri. While working in the wild, what kind of safety measures that needs to be taken care of in case of arms? Do the production team allow to carry lethal arms or has to be non-lethal?
No, there is nothing we take. So the security measure, what I suggest to anyone who is interested in wildlife is always maintain distance. No matter you think you know that animal really well or whatever it is, those are wild animals. So just maintain distance. You should know how much wild elephant can allow you, how much a tiger can allow you, how much a leopard can allow you. Just know that distance. Once you know that, that itself is safety. No matter what safety you have, even if you have a gun, I've heard stories where it will come after you. The elephants can come
Yeah.
and run over you. So maintain distance.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
Okay,
that
good.
Girish says a wonderful presentation with very good insight as to what is wildlife filmmaking. Yep. Thank you so much, Prakash. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure is mine.
Perfect. I guess with this we can come to end of session.
We are spot on.
Yep.
And it's 10:30.
True. Uh, just a moment while I bring up the.
Any final questions? Then we
Yeah,
can.
we'll take just one last question. And okay, this thing I wanted to kind of ask you, like the one which we saw, the BBC one, BBC
Yeah.
Earth,
Yeah.
tiger hunting. So the
Yeah.
sound effect, the background music, I guess that's the right word, background music. So is it like created according to that story, or they just find the footage and then use it, or how does it happen? Because that particular one was like it was made for that, right? When the tiger is jumping and
Yeah.
that building up that slowly it's rising and rising and rising and then bang, it happens.
Mm.
So it's like
So,
created.
so all these. So the thing, how it has evolved so much is nowadays you hardly find anyone using mic in wildlife filmmaking. Whereas everything they have something called as a Foley studio. Foley studio.
Okay.
So all that sounds is recreated. So you saw the tiger paw keeping on a leaf.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll. So in the studio they'll have a leaf pressing. Someone's pressing it. And if you have any sound, whatever sound, a twig breaking, I have used someone fighting with a pillow for a fight with two animals. A lot of sounds are recreated in the studio, and they have like big studios, and it's a big industry in wildlife. It's a big industry. All the sounds are recreated.
Because that particular one, the way the background music was, it was really amazing.
Yeah. No, music is different. I'm talking about sound effects.
The sound
Music
effect.
is, of course, yeah. Music, yeah. You have the musicians who work on Batman and all. They are like Hans Zimmer and all. They work on these kind of documentaries. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, when Hans Zimmer, big fan. Okay, so yeah, I guess we are at end of session. Perfect. And yeah, congratulations for your Flying Elephants movie, which short film which released recently, and
Thank you so much.
I watched it. It made me still for a moment because it has
Thank
that
you.
uh, push. I would recommend to our viewers. I'll be putting up that link
Yes.
where.
I
Uh,
have a final slide to show so that from there they can lead up.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm on Instagram. You can we can be in touch if you have any questions. I usually reply in Instagram as well, and I have a YouTube channel, uh, mm, which Hardik, can you share the channel if you have?
Yeah, I just posted the IG and
Thank you.
there we go. We have the YouTube channel on the comment.
Yeah. So I have put up a few videos on the YouTube channel. Please subscribe for that, and I hope to put more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Uh, I've already clicked on the notification icon to set it all because I want to watch it. Whatever is there on your channel for definitely. Like
Thank you so much.
also to
And
our viewers, when you're watching it, make sure that you have a really good screen, good system, good sound to enjoy to the max.
yeah, yes, I actually couldn't pull out the Flying Elephants pre-production work. I had a storyboard, vision, and all of that. I couldn't pull it out, but I would like you all to uh, watch Flying Elephants, which is on my YouTube channel. It's been widely shared. It was launched on World Elephant Day, and I was fortunate that Kevin Peterson, the England captain, former, he shared it. Diya Mirza, Ravina Tandon, and got a lot of support from Karnataka. Puneet Rajkumar, Rakshit Shetty, Digan. A lot of people shared and supported that film. Please do watch it, and it's a little bit. It's not a usual natural history film. It was something uh, different which I wanted to try out. And it won at Wildscreen, which is called the Green Oscars, and it won at Jacksonville. In Wildscreen, it won under the category called Official Selection. It was the only film from Asia to be selected. And yeah, people from 40 countries had applied for that. So it's a big deal. And it's very hard to reach uh, someone, I mean, compete with their level because of the production budgets they have. And we have a lot of budget issues, right? So it's only the story, like I was mentioning earlier, it's only the story which can make an impact. And this film is all about the story which made it with to those top level guys. They have 70, 80 crore budgets, and this film is hardly few lakhs which was done. So yeah, coming in their festivals, it's a big deal for me and for Indian wildlife
Yeah,
filmmaking industry. Yeah.
huge congratulations, and from YPS, best wishes. We
Thank you
wish
so
that
much,
you
Hardik.
keep shooting and keep winning and keep us what do you say? Keep us moved all the time.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
so this is just we'll take one last question and close it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Dr. Ajit is asking, the newer mirrorless cameras like Sony or Canon R5 are supposed to lock onto the subject's eye and retain focus in spite of trees or bushes in the foreground. Oh, I didn't. Oh, does it do something like that? Oh my God.
Yeah. It does. It does. It does
Oh,
work. But I'm not sure if it works all the time. But it does work. Uh, so yeah, it can be definitely used. But I suggest for videos start using manual focus because that is. I mean, if you want to get into professional filmmaking, manual focus is a must. Uh,
true. True.
yeah, but autofocus does work, and definitely it can be used.
Yep. Okay, so with that, we come to end of session. From YPS, thank you so much, Prakash, for coming to YPS and giving and inspiring and moving us and telling us how it actually happens. And definitely, this will be a stepping stone for many. So thank you so much. You have at least I'm moved, I'm inspired. Okay, maybe I may not shoot, but then I would like to enjoy what happens, behind the scenes and to understand. So next time I'm watching a movie or short film or a wildlife documentary, I'll be
Yeah.
thinking about these things. Yeah. So
Whenever people attend my workshop, the first thing I tell is you'll stop enjoying movies because of me of this workshop, because you'll be like mid shot, close up, and you
I
know
know.
how it is made, so you'll stop enjoying it. But this is how the reality is. So yeah, thank you so much for Hardik and Chandrasekhar for having me. It's a pleasure,
Yeah. Yeah.
and hopefully we'll meet up soon after all this
Sure,
pandemic
sure,
is
sure.
over. Yeah.
And then probably we would love to, go with you, or in small groups or any groups where we can really understand not just photography, but then how it connects with photography and filmmaking, and just to know tidbits, because I said that photographer might say that okay, hunting is done, chalo, let's go, but the story is still yet to be built. So yeah,
Yeah. So
amazing. Looking
yes,
forward.
thank
Yeah,
you so much. Thank you.
thank you so
Take care.
much. Yeah, take care. So before
Thank you, everyone. I can see some lovely comments coming in who enjoyed the session, and thank you so much.
Yeah. So before we close the session, a round of announcement quickly. So there we go. So we recently, the Drishti, the ninth issue, we won honorable mention at PSA newsletter contest. And let me play the video again.
Hi friends, I am very happy to inform you that our Youth Photographic Society, our Drishti Journal has won a honorable mention at PSA Interclub newsletter contest. In fact, it's a proud moment for us to know that not only honorable mention, but the journal has also won the best front page award, the best table of contents award, and the best usage of photography award. This is a wonderful news for all of you. In fact, the team behind this is the lead Sri Digwas Belemani, Mr. Madhusudan Rao, Mrs. Prema Kakade, Mr. Madhu Kakade, Mr. Divi Prakash, Mr. Anand Kamath, and the logo was designed by Mr. Arun Puvaya, and the layout was designed by none other than Mr. Raj Simha. I also would like to congratulate Mrs. Anita Mysore for being the representative of YPS at PSA. In fact, the whole team have been working very hard day and night to bring out the best of the journal. So friends, this is a very proud moment for all of us, and as always, YPS rocks.
Yep, congratulations, district team. That's some amazing work out there. It's because of the small details what you really take care, and you make sure that it is, everything is perfect. So yep, kudos to all the team. Wonderful. And I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, in the beginning of the session that all the journals are completely free. You can go to our website and go to the Drishti stand and download it and read for free. And also, please leave us a review about the Drishti so that it helps us to make it better and better and better. So do not miss out. So the first thing you will have to do today is after this video, go on the Drishti stand, download your copy, start reading it, and the next thing you need to do is go to memex.ypsbengaluru.com to submit your best images. The theme for this month, August, is blur. Yeah, quite a different theme. So let's see how creative can we get. This is exclusively for our members, so do not mess it out. And yep, visual memories. If you have any photographs or any clippings or anything with respect to the YPS, request you to upload them on memex.ypsbengaluru.com. We are trying to create something called Golden Book of YPS, and let's see that it comes out in the most golden way. Important announcement about the salon. Yep, we are having the exhibition. This dates are 20th, 21st, and 22nd of August 2021. And the opening will be on 20th August at 12 noon. The award function will be on 21st August 10 a.m. onwards. And more information about this will be on our website salon.ypsbengaluru.in. That is salon.ypsbengaluru.in. Again, as I mentioned, I'll be putting up the link in the comment section after this. I guess with that, let me say goodbye to all and see you all next week at the exhibition. And once again, a very happy Independence Day to everyone from YPS. Thank you once again. And thank you, Prakash, for really inspiring us and teaching us what wildlife filmmaking is all about. So to all of you, stay home, stay safe, and see you all in the next session. Take care.